Hello everyone. Today I will be making my best video to date. I like to use homeopathy, I like to use essential oils, diet, lifestyle modifications, things like that to get a constitution back into balance. Now, what's interesting is I'm doing a lot of research on marketing and that sort of thing on the internet, and every single day, I mean, it's just so many articles they write that's negative against homeopathy. How it's nonsense, it's not scientific, and blah blah blah. But you know what? You really can't argue with essential oils, because that's what I'm going to cover today. And what I have today is 4 books. Usually I'll review 1 book, but what I want to give to you guys today and girls is a little toolkit. If you have these 4 books, you pretty much have the best books on essential oils. Now, using essential oils, like anything else, is an art form. There's a science to it, there's also an art to it, and it takes time to master it, to just like hit it right, you know. I like using muscle testing. I've had awesome results with that, and that's a really cool area to look into to really perfect your skills. However, there's a lot of knowledge that we have that you can utilize that's not from muscle testing. That's just from like understanding chemistry. That's from understanding experience from other practitioners and authors and researchers and experimenters and historical, anecdotal knowledge and this sort of thing. So I'm going to cover my least favorite book first. Now, this book covers, there's actually one more book. Ah, there it is. Excellent. There's 5 books. I'm lucky it was just right in front of me right there. Or else it would have taken me a while to find it. So, what's our first book? These first 2 books are kind of like tie for not being my favorite, but there's useful information in them. And it's worth getting. I mean, if you have these 5 books, you have an awesome, awesome essential oil library. Like, you're doing good. So the first book is Aromatherapy for Health Professionals, 2nd edition. And it says Shirley Price and Len Price. Check it out. It's about 30 bucks. That's what I paid for it back in the day from a bookstore. And what's really cool about this is like a textbook. This kind of just gives you real definitive information on what's toxic, if someone is pregnant, what oils you should not use, what's sensitizing. For anyone that doesn't know, it's like some oils when you put on your skin, it makes the sun's radiation affect your skin differently, and it can actually damage your skin or hurt it or burn it. It has some biochemistry in here, and it just goes on and on about different things. But one of the best pieces of information that this book has, this is like the most that I get out of it. But there's like stuff on different conditions and stuff in here, but I don't have better books for that. This book has a very interesting area here. Let me see if I can find it. So, for example, if you're going to look up, let's do funguses. It has a really nice table here that, if you were to look at, shows you what funguses are affected by which essential oil. You can kind of see that. I'll do a little slow scan here for you guys. Oops. I don't know if I can see that. Here we go. Yeah. Now, like for example, when you look at, spikenard and basil and, I don't know, let's see, chamomile and cinnamon. I mean, like, if you were just take those 4 products into your body, like chamomile, cinnamon bark, what else? Spikenard and basil, right? Just those, right there. You'll kill like almost every bacteria, or not bacteria in this case, fungus that you can find. I mean, it'll just kill it. Now, the body's a little bit more of a complex system. You can't just use oils like this, just like So basically, if you're trying to, like, if there's some kind of a criminal or something in a building, instead of sending a SWAT team after him, you send the jets in, you know, the U.S. Army, and they're just like in there, you know, destroying the whole city to get after one guy. Doesn't make sense. Okay, so it's because some of these stronger oils, they do have a constitution shifting effect. So if someone has let's say their body's running high, you throw in some basil in there, they're gonna run hotter, right? So it's kind of, you have a tendency to throw them off. You add hot herbs in a hot constitution, right? So this is these kind of charts in this book are some of the best stuff. There's one on viruses and there's one on bacteria and so forth. So cool book, interesting book, good to have. Kind of gives you a good like textbook style approach. Now this one is interesting because it again has some breakdowns and some different understandings. I think it's a French guy. I could be wrong about that. By the way, in France, the aromatherapy as a type of healing system is much more advanced than as far as developed. It's much more respect. MDs are doing it. It's just a well-known kind of approach over there. Whereas in the United States, which is kind of like in the dark ages when it comes to holistic, healing methodologies, they're we're just like way behind. They're doing a lot better. They're using homeopathy in their national healthcare system. They're using essential oils, using all these kinds of things, and the MDs are trained. So essentially, this goes down into, you could check out toxic oils in this book. Oh, by the way, it's called Advanced Aromatherapy by this guy. What's his name? Kurt Schnaubelt or Schnaubelt. Schnaubelt, maybe? I don't know. You guys can figure that out yourselves. So, what do we got here? The main thing that I like about this book is right here. It's got this interesting model. The book I'm going to show after has the same kind of thing, but it's a little developed differently. But it has these maps. And what's interesting is about these maps is they have these kind of like real reductionistic chemical constituents placed, but in a holistic model. So it's like the best of both worlds. And so, for example, when you look at like douillons or ketones, they have an effect of being mucolytic, neurotoxic, and cell regenerating. Okay. If you look at, again, and it gives you the oils that have that, like let's say it's Duya, Yarrow, Everlasting. So if you look at oils that have monoterpenes, right? They are antiviral, cortisone-like. So cortisone is like a steroid, right? And so what are these? It's pine, black spruce, cypress, citrus oils. So this book gives you kind of like a cool little model. Where is it? It's like boom, boom. And I also like the way he gets into describing some of these oils in here. See, what I like is like some oils he talks a lot, some oils talks a little bit, because they're just, maybe he doesn't want to say much about it. It's like, I hate it when authors, they feel like they have to write extra information in there so that it could match to other, remedies or something. Nah, like 2 lines about it, just say 2 lines. 5 pages about it, say the 5 pages. I think that's a better approach than faking it. And people, it comes through. So on bergamot, a bergamot's oil's effects results from the tension between terpene, hydrocarbons, and esters. Bergamot refreshes, relaxes, and helps relieve insomnia. Okay. I don't know if I agree with that, but okay, maybe. Because it's kind of stimulating, kind of relaxing at the same time. Bergamot is an interesting oil. So, okay, so this is another book. I paid $17 at the time. You could probably get it a lot cheaper on Amazon or something. Okay, now we're going to the cream of the crop here. These are like if you're gonna get 3 books, these are like a must. The last one you're gonna have a hard time getting. It's very difficult to find. I don't even know where I can get that from. Again, I have to track it down. It was from a university. I had it shipped over. It's like an acupuncture university or something. I think the guy teaches there. So Ayurveda and Aromatherapy by Dr. Brian and Light Miller. Yeah, so it's like Light Miller and Brian Miller. Okay, they're both doctors. So I got this for like $11. And what's cool about this book is you kind of get an idea of like the different, a different look at the Constitution from the Ayurvedic or Indian medical system, right? Their model. But what's really cool about this book, aside from all that kind of stuff, and you can get deep into it and or not, whatever, is like when it comes to like describing. Oh, first of all, they got charts. For example, like this. Like so, anyone that's let's say an egg. Okay, let's say Pitta's out there, real kind of energetic, hot type of people. There's a list here, and it shows you what balances. Well, I'm really visual, so whenever I see visual things, I really vibe on them.